Hello, it's Roger Bisby here from Skill Builder, back in my shed, and this time I've got a guest with me. I'm no longer the lonely man in his shed.
Hi.
I've got Georgina, and Georgina is the editor of Skill Builder. So she is the one, if you go on the Skill Builder website, that's all her work. So she's come along today to show us a new product or some new products.
Yep.
So tell us about this. What's this?
Okay, so we've got 3 pairs of gloves here from a company called Polyco, who they literally just make gloves, so they're complete experts in what they do. And they've just released these products ahead of an update to a standard that's coming out later this year. So the mechanical hazard standard governing these gloves is going to change from 2018. All gloves meeting that standard will need to meet these changes, and for the first time it's going to include the need to have protection to the back of the hand, as well as the normal protection that you have to the front. So Polyco are ahead of the game. They've already got these products out on the market, all of which, as you can see, include this protection to the back of the hand. We've got 3 different models. We've got sort of everyday lightweight model, and then 2 slightly more heavyweight models. But
when you talk about protection to the back of the hand, it's only just occurred to me that obviously when you buy gloves, they've got all this protection on the palm, and a lot of them are just a thin fabric on the back, so it's almost like the back of the hand's neglected. Now, my hands are not a great example of anything, but because I work every day, I reckon I get a cut a day,
really,
on the side. So that's today's cut. I've always got one going on, and if you look, actually there's no cuts on the palms, they're all on the back. So I bear that out. I mean, obviously they've done a lot of research, they don't need me to tell them they're right, but actually it's only just occurred to me that most of the danger comes when I hit my hand with a hammer or something falls on it or whatever. So yeah, you're right.
Absolutely, it makes perfect sense. So I suppose the only issue, you know how it is, it can be a problem in terms of compliance with personal protective equipment. You can issue people the equipment, you can buy the equipment for yourself, but if it actually hinders you and stops you doing the job, or it causes you fatigue, sweaty hands, all these sort of things, you're gonna take them off, aren't you? And you're not gonna put them back on.
You're dead right.
So actually incorporating a greater level of protection, without making it a real hindrance is a challenge. I think if you pick the gloves up, you'll see that they're not actually particularly heavy, considering what they've added to them. Also, one of the key features of the design is that they hopefully won't cause hand fatigue. So there's no seams, they're really flexible. And within this protection here, as you can see,
they come in different sizes.
They do, yeah.
They're
good for me.
For your size. No, actually, I'll tell you what, no.
Yeah, and you want them to fit well, actually.
Yeah, because you don't want them to actually. It's just an effort to put on, but once they're on, that's absolutely fine,
Yeah. So as you can see, when you move your hand there, you've got this flexibility within this back pad here, and also within the fingers. These ones are actually for sort of more oil, the grip it ones, so they give you a bit more grip when you're doing oil work, and also they're protecting against more, so they're a bit more heavyweight. You can see them stretching all the way up here. But I think when you look at something like this, actually you'd be surprised at how dexterous they are.
Come on, I'll try that.
Absolutely, how easy they are to wear.
I'll do that. I'm ambidextrous. I put one on. Could start something going here. I'll tell you what, you can certainly see them, can't you? You wouldn't miss them.
Yeah, these are great.
You wouldn't lose them, I guess.
Yeah.
Or hopefully you wouldn't lose them. You could definitely tell if somebody nicked them across the site.
Yeah, no, the Hi-Viz is a good feature as well, absolutely.
I can feel the difference straight away between the flexibility and dexterity, if you like, in that. Because obviously the big problem I've got with gloves, and a lot of people got with gloves, is that once you put them on, it's difficult to work. If you're doing really fiddly stuff, then you're never going to do it with these. But I guess these are really for the sort of rougher work, if you're bricklaying,
masonry work and so on. They're slightly heavier because they're mechanical hazards, so the heavier day-to-day construction work, I suppose. So I mean the materials that these are made with have come on leaps and bounds, and they're actually quite breathable now. Probably be pleasantly surprised, if you wore them for time.
I can't get them off. Sorry, I'm stuck now. That's it.
That's a good thing, though, I suppose. If you can't get them off, encourages you to keep them on.
They are lovely and comfortable, actually. As I say, you've just got to struggle slightly to put them on, but once they're on, if they're the right fit. Now, having said that about fit, obviously people could buy these off the internet, I guess, but then you don't know whether you've got a good fit. So where can we go to try them.
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. You're best off going somewhere that stocks a good range of gloves, including ones such as these. Somewhere like Arco, actually, they're experts in safety.
Okay.
They stock a full range of products, and also they tend to have people available that have got a bit of expertise, so they can even perhaps tell you if you've got the right gloves for the job, which is actually very important, because it's estimated around 70% of people are wearing the wrong gloves for the job anyway, which can actually be more dangerous than wearing no gloves at all, because they could be hindering you, and they may also not be giving you the protection that you need.
Yeah, so you're going through all that, you're wearing them, you're going through all the hassle of wearing them every day, and actually they're not doing the job you want them to do.
Exactly, so it's a waste of time, and money. And it's, I think, certainly for a lot of builders and tradespeople, personal protective equipment is a bit of an afterthought, isn't it? Something you grab perhaps at the checkout and the trade counter. But it is something that's worth thinking about, because there are some amazing products out there that, first of all, the comfort level has really increased in some of these products. And actually, in terms of productivity, if you can find a product that protects you, but that you can also work when in, it could make a significant difference to yourself, and if you're issuing these products for your
I think
team.
that really is the holy grail for anybody making PPE, is to get it so that it's comfortable, so that people don't mind wearing it, because we all know what happens on site. You have to wear gloves. You go on a site, they tell you you've got to wear gloves, so you pull the gloves out, you put them on, the guy ticks a box, and then somewhere down the line he sneaks off and you kind of take them off and carry on. But of course that means that if you get any kind of injury, then they're covered and you're not. That's the problem, isn't it? And my hands are terrible really, but a lot of that was to do with handling cement in my early days, and the damage is done now. It won't go back. There'll never be young hands again. But I regret, I spent ages just doing everything with the hands and cement, hands coming into contact with cement, I should say, and it's permanent. The damage is permanent. You can't go back. So I'm a big fan of looking after yourself. It comes too late in life. The youngsters don't bother, but hopefully if you see somebody wearing gloves and they're not wearing the right ones, you can at least steer them in the right direction. But these are Polyco, yeah? They're
Polyco, and I think one last point, I think they look quite good too, which can be important with compliance. They look quite similar to a lot of the gloves you see in the snowboarding market, and
that's right.
Similar kind of styles. So they're more attractive to wear as well, hopefully.
Yeah, I think that's happening a lot, isn't it, with health and safety. We're no longer walking around looking like complete dorks. We're getting there's a bit of street cred there. I guess the village people started it really with the hard hat, didn't they?
Yeah.
And there you go. So there you go. So that's Georgina come along to tell us about Polyco gloves and the change in the standard. Is it a change in the standard?
Yes, it's coming into force. Sorry, it's being brought in later this year, and it'll come into effect in 2018. So.
Now, you're not just a one-trick pony, so hopefully you'll come back and tell us about something else soon. I'm sure that people would like to have you back telling us something about another development in the industry. So you cover quite a lot of areas, don't you? So,
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you're going to take these gloves out on site and test them and give us some feedback as well.
Okay, good point. Now I've got my orders. What can I say? Okay, so I've had a play around with these gloves, taken them out, done a few jobs with them. Definitely my favourite ones are the lighter weight ones. These you can use, they give you a reasonable amount of protection, but you can still use a tape measure, that kind of thing, and you can still get your keys out your pocket, get your phone out, that kind of thing. The next ones that I would like would be these ones, which are a bit more rugged. There's a bit more protection there, but still I think you can do a reasonable amount of work with them. Maybe not picking screws up off the floor quite so easily as with those ones. But when you get to these ones, the heaviest duty ones, the ones that are made for using on oil and grease, a little bit too heavy for me to get anything useful out of. But if all you're doing is rough work all day and you don't need that level of dexterity, then these will do the job, and they're certainly tough. They're tough on the palm as well as on the back. So I think if you're doing that kind of thing, you're picking up rubble all day, smashing things about, then they're the ones to go for. But the thing is that Polyco make all these gloves, so you can find the ones to suit you. So I hope you found that useful. I hope you found that interesting. I'm Roger Bisby. Don't forget to come back to Skill Builder soon. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We love subscribers, and there's lots more coming up on Skill Builder very soon.